Today I'm going to do a little makeup tutorial for you, just for something fun to do. I'm going to do a soft glam sort of look for when this lockdown is over and we can finally go back out partying. You can learn this look, brush up your skills, no pun intended, and look bomb and go and sit in a beer garden or do whatever. I just need to clear this up. I am aware that I currently look like I'm auditioning for a revamp of Desperately Seeking Susan. Wasn't intended, it's just what I'm wearing today. It's not going to go with the look either, but we're just going to work with it, okay? We're on lockdown, nobody can see me, apart from all of you. Anyway, okay, so I'm just going to jump into it. I've already done my skincare because I wanted to predominantly focus on the makeup itself today. So I'm going to just start off by doing my eyebrows. I always start by doing eyebrows. I just like to create a little bit of structure and then work my way around that. Listen, if you do your foundation first, that's fine. There's not really a right or wrong way. It's really just personal preference. However, I like to do eyes first, especially when I'm doing a smoky eye look. Sometimes when you're doing a smoky eye, if you're using darker colours, sometimes you can get fallout from your pigments or your eyeshadows and fall down under your eye. So by doing your eyes first, it's easier to wipe away the fallout and not disturb your foundation. And also, I'm resting my hands on my face quite a lot during my makeup application, so I'm not going to disturb any foundation by doing my eyes first. So I'm using Kat Von D 24 Hour Super Brow. I find the pomades super easy to work with, so I'm just going to go ahead. I'm just going to brush my eyebrows first, and then I'll come in a little bit closer so you can see. So I've got a flat angle eyebrow brush, and I'm just going to take it right underneath my brow. I'm not going into the end first, okay? I do have a spot there, so please excuse. It's all this quarantine snacks I'm eating. I can't stop. So just take it bit by bit. I'm just going to take it up. I'm just really following the shape that's already there. I'm going to go in with a very light hand and start tracing underneath my brow towards the inner part. Ever so slightly. Really fine brush strokes. And then I'm going to take it on top. Just building up the arch a little bit as well. And I'm just going to take the brush, I've not put any more product on it, I'm just going with what's there, and I'm just going to brush upwards against the hair growth. And I'm going to take my spoolie and brush through. I'm just blending the product through the brow. I'm just going to go in on the other side. Okay, so I'm just doing the exact same thing. Just tracing underneath and going up onto the arch and following the shape here, straight under and on top. I've not really created a new shape, I've just followed what's there and enhanced it. So again, just ever so slightly in, up and against the hair, and then brush through. And you know, I think we all know by now eyebrows are such a personal thing. Some people like very heavy structured brows. Some people prefer more natural brows. Just whatever suits you, whatever you prefer, do that. Okay, so now that I've finished my brows, I'm going to go in and I'm going to prime my eyes ready for the eyeshadow application. So I'm using the P. Louise Base Pro. To be honest, you don't really need something like this. You can just use your concealer. It's basically the same thing. I'm just going to go in with a flat brush, and what I'm going to do is carve out the shape of my brow first of all. So I'm going to go underneath the spot, man, and along. If you get some of your product onto the brow, don't worry, because you can just go in and trace over it again. Just take your time when you're doing these things, and then just take it down and just cover the whole area. And I'm just going to go in with my finger and pat it just to get rid of any creases. And then what I'm going to do after is I'm going to go on top and do the same thing on top, just to tidy up the eyebrow lines. And don't worry about this being a mess up here, because you're going to go over that with your foundation anyway, so it's fine. So I am just going to go back in with my eyebrow brush just to tidy up I normally wear contact lenses when I'm doing my makeup and I don't have any left. I'm really blind, so please excuse me. I'm going to have to do this a couple times, I think. When the mirror's not like right up, I really can't see. I'm so blind. So I don't know how this is going to go, but we'll try our best. Cool. Because I'm doing a smoky eye, I'm going to take the product underneath and prime under my eye as well. I'm just going to go in and do the exact same thing on this brow. Take it underneath. Yeah, this is actually a real struggle for me not doing this with contacts, and I didn't realise just how bad it was until I've started doing this. I thought it'd be fine. So just going all over the lid again, make sure everything's primed and just pat that all in. So now that I've primed my eyes, I'm going to go in with my eyeshadow, and I'm going to use the Thirsty palette by Jeffree Star. I really like this palette because it's got a mix of matte and shimmer shades. So the first shade I'm going to go in with is Kumquat. It's this nice kind of orangey tone, and I'm going to use that as my transition shade. I'm going to take a fluffy brush. I'm just going to tap my brush into the pigment and then just tap off the excess. And then what I want to do is I want to place it into the crease. So I'm going to place it right in here. As I said, it's going to act as my transition shade. So I'm going to pop my brush into the crease. Start off lightly, and you want to do small circular motions back and forward. Build up the colour ever so slightly. So one thing I always find with clients when I'm doing lessons, especially when I'm teaching how to do a smoky eye, is that people seem to be scared, especially if you're using a darker colour. And I always say just take your time. Makeup does require a lot of patience. If you can, do it when just now is probably the perfect time to try these different looks, because a lot of us do have time to just do what you want. So give it a go. So I'm just building up the colour, and I'm taking it ever so slightly up onto my brow bone. So just back and forward. Okay, I think I'm happy with that. And then I'm going to go in and just do the exact same on the other side. Again, right into the middle and small circular motions, backwards and forwards. A lot of the time when I'm doing lessons, people get me to check their progress. And 9 out of 10 times I always say blend it a bit more. So even when you think you're done blending, blend it a bit more. This is probably the biggest key into your makeup application, is getting the blend right. If you're not too sure if it looks okay, or if you think you've done enough, blend it out some more. If in doubt, blend it out. It's definitely a catchphrase. Okay, so I'm quite happy with that. So the next shade I'm going to go in with is this nice kind of light brown, kind of taupey colour called Subtle. I'm going to use that to darken the crease a little. So the broken mirror, I broke this mirror maybe like 2 months ago or something. I was absolutely devastated. And I was like, hey, that's like 7 years bad luck. And then I was thinking, this poor guy in China, sitting away eating his wee bat soup for his dinner, getting the blame for this whole global pandemic, and it could have been me and my fat bookie sitting and crushing my mirror, giving us all bad luck for 7 years. Hopefully it'll be over in 7 years. Anyway, so the darker colour, I'm going to do the same thing. I'm going to go into the crease, but I'm going to take it a little bit lower. So into the crease, but more down onto the lid rather than up onto the brow bone. And we're going to do this just to darken it up and give a little bit of depth. And this also acts as your first layer of your smoke. This is putting the smoke into the smoky eye. That was terrible. Same technique, small circular motions, going in with the light hand, not very much product, and then building up as you go to see what you're happy with. When you're doing this, you want to choose shades that are just a couple of tones darker than each other. Now, I'm not going too heavy-handed, because although this is a glam look, I don't want to be full on. I want to try and do a look that most people will feel comfortable carrying off and is not too intense. Okay, so I finished darkening up the crease. So next step, I'm going to go in with our first sparkly shade, and I'm going to go in with Snatched, kind of goldy bronze tone, and this is so sparkly. I'm going to take a little flat brush, and what I'm going to do is I'm going on to the lower lid this time, and I'm going to pack it on, patting it rather than blending, because I want to build up the colour. I don't want to blend this one into oblivion. So again, just a small amount on the brush, and then we're going to build that up on the lower lid and taking it just up into the crease. I'm going to take this shade about 3/4 of the way along. I'm not going to take it all the way to the end because I'm going to put a different shade on there. So just packing it. Cool. And then same on the other side. So, how's everybody's quarantine going? Are we surviving? Are we thriving? I can't stop snacking. It's an actual problem for me now. Like, I just cannot stop eating. And I mean, I think I'm aware that it's boredom, but I just can't stop. I snack, I post some memes, and then I snack, and then I post some more memes, then I do some makeup, and then I snack, then I cuddle my cat, and I snack, then I post memes and makeup. You get the picture. Okay, so I'm just building that up. Oh, I love this colour so much. Okay, cool. Yes. Oh no! Keep dropping things. Okay, first colour is done. So now I'm going to go with a darker colour. This beautiful sparkly bronze one here called Plunge. Again, exact same brush, doing the same process. I'm just going to take that about halfway and pat it on. Blending it ever so slightly by patting it on and into the lighter tone. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take it up onto the crease and down ever so slightly. Just fusing everything together. And then again, just same on the other side. And up and down. Pat, 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 pat. I hope the camera picks up just how sparkly this is because it's absolutely beautiful. Okay, so now that I've finished my lid colours, I'm going to go in and start the smoke. I'm going to use this nice chocolatey shade called Drizzle. It's a matte brown. Matte shades are easier than shimmer shades when creating the actual smoke. I'm going to take a small round brush and I'm going to go in right at the outer edge and I'm going to create a C shape. Some people say it's a C, some people say it's a V. It doesn't matter. So I'm going to take it from my lash line up into my crease. And again with this we're doing small circular motions. Just building the colour up. And then I'm going to go in with the brush that I used before for the transition shade. I've not put any more product on it. Just using it to blend all the shades together so that there's no harsh lines. What I'm going to do is using a little bit of the product is just go underneath my lower lash line for some more definition and to really smoke it out. And you don't want to go all the way along. You want to stop about there. If you take it too far in, you're going to close up your eyes and make them look really, really small. So we're going to go in again. I would say this is probably the most popular look that I get asked for by clients when they're going out. It's one of those looks that is great for an array of occasions, weddings, nights out, you know, just whatever. And because predominantly it's neutral tones, it doesn't really matter what you're wearing either, you can pretty much wear this with anything. So again, I'm just going to go in with the brush that I used for transition shades and blend everything together. As I say, you don't put any more product on it, you just use whatever's there to blend everything in. And I'm going to take it underneath. Okay, so next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to highlight the inner corner of my eyes. And I'm going to use this nice light shimmery shade to do so. Take a super small brush and I'm just going to go right into the corner and lighten that up. And I'm taking it along the lower lash line and I'm just blending it into the smoke there. Come back in with my little smoky brush to blend those two. I mean, you can see the difference straight off the bat by highlighting the inner corner, how much more awake and wider this eye looks compared to this eye. It honestly makes such a difference. It's a very easy way to instantly make you look more awake. So if you've had a heavy night the night before, you've got to go into work the next day, concealer and highlighter is pretty much all you need. So many tricks you can do. If you do want me to teach some hints and tips and tricks on how to create different looks, let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to create different looks for you. Now that my eyeshadow's done, the next step I'm going to do is go in with some liquid eyeliner and create a nice feline flick. I use the Rimmel Exaggerate eyeliner. I've been using this since I was about 16 years old, which was a long time ago. I'm just forever faithful. It's my absolute favourite. I know this is something quite a lot of people want to learn, so if you want me to do a separate video on how to create liner, again, just let me know when I can do that. Otherwise, I'm just going to shut up and get on with it. So just take it step by step. Don't rush. Sometimes I still hold my breath when I do my eyeliner. This is the hard part when you have to match them up. I've been doing this for a long time and I still dread this part. Okay, once you've finished having your meltdown putting your eyeliner on. So next step after eyeliner is my mascara. However, I am going to be putting on lashes. So I'm going to get the glue ready just now, just so it's got time to go a little bit tacky. Don't saturate your lashes, otherwise they just won't stick. So I'm going to let that go nice and tacky whilst I do my mascara. And when you do your lashes, you want to get right into the root and shuggle the brush so it coats each one. Shuggle. Shuggle's a great word, is it? I love the Scots language. So we have so many great words. Shuggle, biddle, yeah, we biddle a boot. What other words? Boohookie, I love boohookie. I can't say that. I used to live in London and I was doing, I was working for a casting agency and I was doing the makeup for the actors who were getting headshots, and there was another Scottish guy there. And when you're Scottish and you live in London or England, when you meet another Scottish person, you're instant best pals. It's so funny. And we were just talking about Scottish words and he was like, God, everybody keeps asking me to say certain words. They want me to say biddle and twirl all the time. Yeah, we've got a great dialect. It's quite a fun language. So I'm just going to go underneath and do my bottom lashes. I'm still trying to master the art of not pulling a face when I'm doing this. And I've yet to succeed. My hair is wild today. I tried not to open my mouth and now I've got flipping mascara stains under my eyes. Good one, Bex. I'm just going to take my brush and get rid of that. Okay, so my mascara's done, so I'm going to go in with my lashes and I'm using I think these are Demi Wispies by Ardell. Those are my absolute favourite lashes. And what I'm going to do is I'm just going to pop it right down and right into the middle. And then pop down on the outer edge. And then the inner edge. And voila! As easy as that. I know a lot of people struggle with lashes. So one little tip I will give you. Well, as I said before, let the glue get tacky. Don't use too much of the glue. And when you're putting it on, pinch the lash in the middle, look down into your mirror and just lower it straight down onto the lash, push in the middle, push down on the outer corner, push down on the inner corner, and that's you done. Another thing, now I know this might be quite hard for some people to do, however I find it so much easier. Once you get it down, it's pretty easy to do. Now I'm predominantly left-handed, but I am a little bit ambidextrous. So you may have noticed when I did my lashes, I used the left hand to put my left lash on and my right hand to put my right lash on. It takes a minute to get used to, but I promise you, you'll find it so much easier. I see people putting their lashes on and they go pop, and then it's like they're kind of all over trying to, and stop that right now, okay? And practice with each hand. Guarantee you, mate. I mean, I can't guarantee it, but I promise you. I promise you. Okay, so now that eyes are done, I'm going to go in and start doing my base. As I said, I've done all my skincare, so I'm just going to go in with my primer. And I'm going to use Skin Base Visage by MAC. I'm just popping it on as if it were moisturiser. Okay, so now that the primer's on, I'm going to go in with my foundation. I'm going in with the Peach Perfect Comfort Matte Foundation by Too Faced. I love this foundation. It's matte, so it's great if you've got oily skin. It gives a really great coverage and it's very buildable. So I'm going to start in the middle of my face and work my way out. I like to put my foundation on with a brush. However, or sometimes I use a sponge. I know some people like to use their fingers. To be honest, it's just a personal preference. It's whatever suits you best. Oh, this foundation smells so nice. Try and get as close to your eye area as possible. However, don't worry about it too much because I'm going to go in with a smaller brush and clean up that area. I know that's one thing a lot of people freak out about when they do their eyes first, is going in with the foundation. But as I say, we'll use a smaller brush, so you're fine. I'm not going to go too heavy with my coverage because I'm not going out anywhere. The farthest I'll venture today is probably out into the garden. So yeah. So I finished with my foundation brush, so I'm going to go in with a wee concealer brush. I'm going to go in and just go around my brow area. Around my brows and my eyes, where the other foundation brush was a little bit too big to get these areas. And I'm just kind of patting it in. Just be really gentle around your eye area. And just doing the same on the other side. So once I finish my foundation, I'm going to go in with my concealer. I'm going to go in with the Tarte Shape Tape Concealer. This is a really great concealer actually. You've probably heard of it. It's pretty heavy duty. So if you've got quite big bags under your eyes like I do, yeah, it's great. So I'm just going to pop it under my eyes. That's maybe a little bit too much. I'm just going to go in with the bigger concealer brush and I'm just going to pat that in. So I'm just making sure those bags get covered. Concealer is one of my favourite products ever. Like, it was made by the gods. It hides so much sin. So I'm just finishing off my concealer. Okay, so now that that's all finished, I'm going to go in with the setting powder. I'm going to use the Kat Von D Lock-It translucent powder just to make sure everything is locked in, set in place, and it's not going to slide around my face. Actually, this is probably one of my favourite setting powders. I really like the Kat Von D. Actually, it's not called Kat Von D anymore. I think it's just KVD Beauty. Okay, so now that I've done my setting powder, I'm going to go in with some bronzer and I'm going to carve out my contour. I'm going to use the Hoola bronzer by Benefit. What you want to do is you want to start from the top of your ear. Well, you don't want to start there, but you want to gauge where the top of your ear is and you want to go down to the corner of your mouth. If it's easier, suck in your cheekbones and you can see the hollow. That's where you want to follow. You want to follow the hollow to create your cheekbones. So I'm just going to go in and build this up. And again, it's pretty much the same technique. Go in with the light hand and build up as you go along. I'm going to take it up onto my temple and then up onto my forehead. I have a wide and tall forehead. Some people call this a 5-finger forehead. So I'm just going to take it up onto my forehead as well. So following the hollow, then up into the temple, then up to the forehead. Now all these snacks have given me an extra chin, so I'm just going to brush that away. Cool. I know a lot of people just stop there, however I like a bit of colour on my cheek, so I am going to add some blusher. I'm going to use a kind of pinky tone. I'm going to smile and I want to get the apple, go up and backwards. And taking it up onto the temple to blend in with your bronzer. And then this is my favourite part. So I'm going to go in with highlighter. I love highlighter. I'm going to use Fenty Beauty. It's the Kilowatt Freestyle Highlighting Duo. And I'm obsessed. This is quite a severe highlighter. So if you are a fan of highlighter like I am, you'll probably love this. So I'm going to take it onto my cheekbone. Oh my god. So nice. My favourite step. Okay, I know a lot of people hate this, but I love it. I'm going to give myself a little Tin Man nose. I just really like this look. As I say, I know a lot of people hate it, but it's just a personal preference. I love it. And I'm going to do the Cupid's bow as well. And then, I'm not going to put any more product on. I'm just going to take the brush and go over my brow bone ever so slightly. And just give that a little highlight. Beautiful. There's like 2 more steps left. So the next step I'm going to do is I'm going to line my lips, and I'm going to use NYX Cocoa lip pencil to do this. Then I'm going to go in with MAC's Velvet Teddy because it's the perfect nude. I think this is probably the most famous nude out there. The last step to do is go in with your fixing spray. I use the All Nighter spray by Urban Decay. So just give it a little shake and just oh. And that's the final look. I hope you enjoyed this video, and as I say, if there's anything in particular that you want to see, just let me know in the comments and I'll be more than happy to do that for you. Anyway, have a good day, take care, and be good to each other.